It is provided in the structure called as your depreciation key. I hope you understood. I'll just pause for 2 minutes, allowing you to just absorb whatever has happened. Again, understanding will take some time. Don't bother. Don't worry too much. All right. Just hold on and take a breather for 2 minutes and try to digest whatever has happened, at least the terminologies. If you are comfortable with the terminologies, I'm more than happy. If I explain the terminology more than once or twice, you will understand the term conceptually also. That should not be a problem. I'll pause for 2 minutes. In the meantime, take a breather, 2 minutes, and come back to me with questions, if you have any. One more minute, and I'll join you people.
सर आपका स्क्रीन फ्रोज हो गया है कि यू हैव पॉज फॉर सम मिनट्स?
I have just paused, Kunal, so
Okay,
that
okay,
I'm just
okay.
giving them some time to.
Student were posting their question related to practical, please email your query to the skilltraining@icmai.in. That's it.
I didn't see that question. Just a moment. All right. Now, so the intention is introduction of asset accounting as to how it is being done in SAP and what are the typical terms. So it is not beyond any of the general asset accounting which takes place with or without SAP. Correct? Even without SAP, asset accounting was taking place. Correct? So it is only how the asset accounting is being brought into SAP and what you need to understand when you're talking about asset accounting, what you need to understand about how SAP is doing things in SAP. That is all what you need to understand. Clear? Now, let me go back to the slides. So we spoke about, now we understand what is the asset master, We understand what is depreciation area. We understand what is chart of depreciation. We understand what is depreciation key. Clear? So it is how we are creating an asset master record. So we know what is it? Asset class. Okay. So in SAP, the asset class has certain control parameters, which has the information as regards the transactional information of the asset. Correct? So again, we are account determination. We already know what it is. Asset number, we already know this. Clear? Depreciation areas we know. Yeah. So it is advisable that you start reading these slides in your free time. All right, so that you get accustomed to the terms. And this is a process of you creating the master record. And as I said, I do not see any requirement for you to create any data. It is only for you to be comfortable enough to understand simple things in SAP, or rather understand SAP, and also get used to some of the things in SAP. Not at the consultant level, definitely not. Yeah. Assignment of assets to CO, it is through your cost center. Yeah. So that is the whole meaning of this particular cost centers. Can you see this? So that is the only logic. See, whenever data has to flow into the CO module, it has to be through the one of the cost objects, and your cost center is one media by which data flows to the controlling module or to the CO module. If you know that at this moment, it is more than enough. See, one of the most important things, each time you change an asset master record, the change log is updated. Each and every rectification, each and every visit to a specific screen in SAP is recorded. That is the whole meaning of the statement. Not only pertaining to assets, whatever changes you carry out in the SAP system, SAP definitely maintains a log of what was the earlier data, who has changed it, when it has changed, what is the new data, all this information. See this list of the changed information, number of changes, the name of the user. As I said, old and new contents. So all this information, not only to assets, it is in respect of any data in SAP you change. It could be a general ledger account, it could be a customer master, it could be a customer transaction, it could be a vendor related information, whatever changes you are carrying out, it is recording. The SAP system is maintaining a log of all these changes. It also records the time at which the data was changed. In addition to this, clear? It maintains the time when who has entered what transaction. That is the reason as to why we say, please do not share your SAP system login, user ID, and your passwords. Clear? Even to your closest of your closest friend in your project, this should not be shared. Because SAP records each and every smallest and to the biggest information. SAP collects all the log. So do you see how beautifully the system is designed? So once when your user ID appears in the SAP system, you cannot say that I have not done this. If there is some change in some data, and if my supervisor is looking at who has changed this data, and if my name appears, I cannot deny that I have not changed this data. Yeah, so that is the meaning. That is the meaning of this particular sentence. Each time you change an asset master record, it is in respect of any data, not only with respect to asset masters. Yeah. See, somebody wanted to have a explanation as to what is depreciation areas. You can please read them in your free time. I have already explained. Okay. If you want to have a in-depth explanation, please go through this. Please go through the slide. It's wonderfully designed. So he has spoken about the acquisition or the capitalization process. Okay. Again, we are talking about. So all the activities, how are the entries flowing into the SAP system? Whether it could be your asset acquisition, it could be your asset depreciation, be it your accumulated depreciation or your current year depreciation, your asset retirement, your asset scrap, your profit or loss on sale of an asset, whatever is a transaction automatically is getting into the financial books of accounts through your recon accounts, through your reconciliation accounts. Very, very critical process of connecting the modules. Account determination. If somebody asks you how does the account determination take place, your answer should be the account determination process takes place through the general ledger accounts in SAP. That is all. Clear? So why I'm repeating things, repeating things more than once or more than twice or whatever, this must get into your system because these could be your interview questions, and also you may understanding the concept much better. Clear? Don't worry about this. Just read them through. Okay. So these are all the typical terminologies used in SAP. Asset value date, date of the asset transaction, date on which the asset is capitalized or put to use or brought into the organization. Clear? All these are simple accounting words. Okay, may not need a elaborate explanation from my side. You're all experts in this finance field or in the accounts field. Okay, so you should be in a position to relate. Retirement. So there is a process in SAP where you can completely retire a asset or some portion of an asset. Okay, so partial retirement or complete retirement. Yeah. So that concept is also just explaining the process, but you should know that SAP allows you both complete or partial retirement. Okay. So the loss in profit on the asset transactions. Okay. Read them through. I'm just trying to, I'm browsing this documents, or rather this study content, just to see if there is any new term which has to be informed or which should be explained. This is one of the most critical things as far as your asset accounting is concerned, your depreciation run. Something very similar to your automatic payment program, very similar to your Dunning process. This depreciation run is typical to your asset accounting, where you are carrying out the depreciation function for all of the assets which your company owns. It could be your real estate, it could be your buildings, it could be your plant and machinery, it could be your computers, laptops, it could be your vehicles. So an organization can have all these kinds of assets. So shouldn't your SAP system also carry out the process of depreciation also automatically? This is called as your depreciation run. The depreciation run only covers automatic depreciation. Clear? Any questions, please come back. Okay. Intercompany. What does it mean? From one company code to another company code. Okay. Transactions within the company code is your intra-company. Transfer between two different company codes is your intercompany. So he has given you an example. You created, these are all possibly happening in one company code. Probably you have wrongly classified an asset. You have wrongly classified furniture and fixture as plant and machinery, or vice versa. So you want to correctly classify now. So how do you move? It is a process. Okay. So intercompany is something else. Let us read. If you have defined the intercompany. So now did you see the example for intra-company? So whatever changes you want to carry out within the company code. This is very, very essential. So it can be under one parent. So one parent having more than one company code, like say you had Reliance. Okay, if you want to transfer assets between your Trends and Smart, or Smart and Insurance, Reliance Insurance, whatever, between insurance and Geo, it's up to you. These are examples for your intercompany. Self-explanatory. Okay. Please read them too, whatever. Now let me see what else does it have. Configure depreciation areas. I'm just trying to find some new questions. I just explained this concept, right? It is through your depreciation area. Is there any trigger to calculate depreciation as per Companies Act and Income Tax Act? Yes, it is through your depreciation area. That's what I explained. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. But see, most of the explanations as far as asset accounting, I'm keeping it as low as possible because I do not want to stuff in all the information as of now. Let us take time to digest one by one, and slowly I will also expand my areas. All right. So that you do not get confused all in one point of time. Clear? Thank you guys. So concept of special depreciation, read it through. So same thing, probably what you would have. See, he says your depreciation areas. I saw one wonderful line. Reasons for depreciation. Can you see this? It is nothing but the reasons for depreciation, which is called as your depreciation areas. That is all. Yeah. Read them through. Okay. He has explained in detail about the depreciation key, but for the current moment, all you should know is your depreciation area is the reason for which you are taking up the depreciation info at what area you're looking at. Your depreciation key is the master key, which controls so much of your depreciation functionality. First and foremost, the method of depreciation. Second is the percentage of depreciation. Clear? Okay. This is common to not only asset accounting, your fiscal year change, it is for the whole of your finance, not only specific to your asset accounting. Okay. How do you close your books of accounts for your assets? You provide the depreciation for all the assets. Okay, you close the financial year for your asset accounting, and if at all you're not, you find that there is something wrong, you rerun the depreciation. That's what it says. If the final result is not satisfactory, you can carry out the depreciation run once again. Okay. And finally, you close the year. If I go back to one slide before, so you can change the fiscal year. I close the previous year and I open the new year. This is what it says. And this is exactly what the next slide also says in the preparations for the year-end closing as far as your asset accounting is concerned. Yeah. Just hold on. So after this, after you're satisfied with the year-end closing, and you must close the financial year for your. So you need to necessarily close the financial year for your asset accounting. These are the steps followed in your asset accounting closure. So we have already seen this. You know the concept of parallel accounting, right? US GAAP, Indian accounting standards, IFRS. So we know this, right? So we have reached the end of your financial, your asset accounting. Don't worry, we still have some more things to cover. Don't worry. I'll come back to as I said, I'll be handling this forwards and backwards. I keep going back to the original concepts. I'll go back to the concepts. I'll revisit the concepts. Clear? Bank accounting. So probably we'll take up this bank accounting, say tomorrow, how it starts, what is the goal of this bank accounting, what are the concepts in the bank accounting. So we have 10 minutes to just freshen our knowledge. We can go back to the first session and we can have a comprehensive look at the topics which you want me to revise. I'm more than happy if somebody points out at any specific topic. I'll be more than happy to redo or re-explain the concept. I hope things are going pretty interesting and definitely there'll be more interesting things to follow. OK. If you have any questions, please. How will the reconciliation account be posted in SAP? See, wonderful question. See, the basic reason as to why you construct a reconciliation account or you map the reconciliation account in SAP is this should be automatically be posted. You should see the end user will not be even knowing. OK, now how do you get the sundry creditors? Will the end user, as an end user, I'll be entering the purchase invoices. But will I ever know about the sundry creditors? How it is happening? Only the consultant will know about the process. So your reconciliation account is basically used for these purposes, and all the transactions, this GL account should be doing it automatically. There is no concept of you using the reconciliation account manually. SAP will never allow you to do it. Once you have created, sure, I'll summarize because we did quite a few things. So this is how you construct the reconciliation account. There should be absolutely no user intervention, and the system should take all these postings automatically. The end user may not be even aware of that concept of reconciliation account. Clear? Have you understood the concept of reconciliation account? You cannot use it. The system should make it the transaction should flow automatically. No user should use the reconciliation account externally. The system will not allow any user to use the reconciliation account during the transactions. That is how the consultant builds up the reconciliation account. All right. Did I answer your question about the reconciliation account? I will definitely take this up. OK, we touched upon quite a few topics today. which I'll be summarizing. Maybe say, when I refresh tomorrow, I will definitely start this. Whatever has happened today, I will definitely have a detailed recap. So I'll be online for another 5 minutes. If you people have any queries, any questions, please let me know so that I can pick up. And as far as the summarization of today's topic is concerned, I'll be taking up tomorrow morning, right? So now it is your session, another 4 to 5 more minutes, so that you can. It's your Q&A session now. I hope you all are enjoying, or rather say learning something new each and every day. As and when we are progressing, you find something new. Yes. See, the main reason for SAP is to automate the processes. And this is definitely automated. Your process of your bank reconciliation is also automated. No, this will start your. I hope I have answered that question as regards the bank reconciliation. Obviously, you're using the SAP system to automate the process. I think one Kajal has asked me regarding the auto bank reconciliation. Yes, it is very much automated. OK. So this question is very, very important. Very well asked. How will the reconciliation account be posted? It is done automatically. Clear? That is the reason as to why you actually. Can you please clarify this question? When we say we know SAP, what type of questions will be asked? Very simple. See, the interviewer will also know that you are not practically worked on any SAP projects. So your SAP questions will be based on the theory, whatever you have learned. OK, like say they may ask you what is an operational chart of accounts? What do you understand by the landscape? Landscape also, he may not expect a very, very detailed answer. So what is a reconciliation account? Most welcome, Kai. Yeah. So one basic thing is you use the SAP system to automate most of your functions in your organization. That is exactly why you are spending so much on the product. Yeah. Like say very simple questions. What is a chart of accounts? How many types of charts of accounts are there? What is a mandatory chart of accounts? What is a reconciliation account? Clear? So all very, very basic questions, because we know very well that you have no experience to the practical SAP system, in the project related SAP system rather. All right. So the project related SAP system will be totally different. All right. Same conceptually, it will not change, but the understanding will be totally something very different. Clear? Yeah, Kunal, can we wind up today's session? Kunal, you're there?
Sir,
We'll wind up today's session.
yeah, sure, sir. Thank you, student, for today's lovely session. We will again meet you tomorrow by 11 for the next session. Thank you.
So see you all tomorrow morning. Bye bye.